Now, the idea of following in your parents' footsteps happened in a number of places on Wall Street after 9/11. One of those was Sandler O'Neill. The firm occupied the 104th floor of the World Trade Center, and they lost 66 employees that day, nearly half the workforce. 20 years later, the company employs a number of people who lost their parents that day. Joining me now with how these attacks changed Wall Street is Jimmy Dunne. He's the co-founder of Sandler O'Neill and the vice chairman and senior managing principal at Piper Sandler. Jimmy, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, Kelly. How are you? Nice to be with you today.
It's great to have you. And let's remind people that a couple days after 9/11, people were wondering if this firm could survive. How'd you make it?
Well, it was a very difficult time for everyone. But the truth is, we came together as a country, and we had people from everywhere trying to help us, Kelly. And the reason we were successful was our clients stayed with us. We had friends, we had competitors. Everybody came together and made a real effort that we stayed in business. So we're very grateful every day.
Let's talk about the reporting that Bertha just did about the next generation, the children who lost parents in 9/11 and how they've followed in their parents' footsteps. You guys have that firsthand going on, don't you?
Yeah, well, obviously each firm has a particular commitment to the children of the people, of the mothers and fathers that they lost. We've spent a lot of time a little more focused in getting them into colleges. Honestly, I think I know every head of admission of almost every college in the country at this point in time. But in addition to that, if they have an interest in Wall Street or if they have an interest in finance, we'll do everything we can to help them, or for that matter, any other field. It's important for them to pursue what they want to pursue. We try to do internships if that's something that they find useful. And we have a couple, Evan Logier and Maggie, that are working with us now, that their dads work. Maggie Smith had worked with us, their dads worked with us. But it's not something that we pursue vigorously. But if we can be helpful, and if it's a course that they want to follow, we're happy to try to help.
Do they typically have a determination to follow in these footsteps? Do they feel conflicted about it? I mean, obviously, listening to the people Bertha spoke with, it's very difficult for them to even be near 9/11. So again, I'm just curious what that must be like for them to sort of be in that presence.
Well, not a surprise. Each child is unique and different, and they have different things that they want to pursue. The reality is, I would never encourage them to pursue something because their dad or mother did it. They've got to find their own way. They've got to find their own passions. And they've got to try things. And if doing an internship with us exposes them to something, they'll either figure at the end of the summer, they'll either like it more or like it less. And both of those things are okay. Sometimes finding out that what you don't want to do is as important as finding out what you do want to do. So it's probably the same dynamic with most all college kids. They're trying to figure out what it is that they're trying to pursue and what really, what passion, they're young. That first 5 years, you've got to really figure out things that you like or don't like. So we just try to be as helpful as we can.
You mentioned that you've placed a number of them with scholarships into college, and you think that that'll start to wind down around 2024, maybe 2025. Where will your work lead then, or is that the completion of a lot of these efforts?
Well, Andy Armstrong and Tim Neer and Chuck Whitmer helped coordinated this foundation. We obviously at Sandler gave to it along with many, many other people. And the whole purpose of that foundation was to provide complete education for every child of someone that lost their mother or father at Sandler. And that work will be pretty much done in a few years. We have our last child in school now. And when he graduates, it'll be done. And then the foundation will probably give the money, whatever balance, if there is any balance left, to some kind of worthy cause, whatever they deem appropriate. But it was designed specifically for that purpose, to educate all the kids. Once that's done, it will be done.
Well, we all applaud the work that you've done, and we thank you so much for all the dedication you've given to it. Jimmy, thanks for joining us today.